Before we get into the video, let me give a shout out to my man Fuzzy on the details. Now when it comes to From the Ashes, we've covered just about every book on here. And I covered a lot of books on Krakoa. I didn't cover them all. Like, it's almost impossible to cover everything. Well, not impossible, but challenging. And I wasn't sure if I was going to cover Dazzler. Like, I just haven't really got into Dazzler comic books. Like, I've read them before and just wasn't really exciting to me. So I sent out a community post saying, should we cover this comic? And he wrote back and he told me that we should, because he actually read it. He read it with his daughter. His daughter is now a fan. He liked the comic and he wanted my perspective. And I was like, no problem. Once I read the comic, I was like, yeah, this was a good one. So again, shout out to Fuzzy on the details. I have a link to his channel in the description. He talks about comic book role-playing games. I mean, he just started his channel this year. He's already up to 1,500 subscribers. I mean, man knows what he's doing. His videos are really good. He does a lot of like group live streams. So if you're into that, check out his channel. My name is Dorian. This is SEM Comics. We are starting our coverage of Dazzler with #1. So the story starts off with Dazzler. She's in like a big like instrument traveling like case, and they snuck her in from her fans, and she's thinking to herself like, I went from like CD bars to all of a sudden on like this world tour as Jamie Madrox. That's right, multiple man lets her out. Old school X Factor in the house. And for me, just saying that phrase, you know I'm old. Not only do we have Jamie, but we also have Strong Guy. Again, old school X Factor, just representing. You also have Domino, who is head of her security, old school X-Force, like Cable X-Force. You also have her PR manager, who is Wind Dancer. She's like New Mutants, like second iteration New Mutants, like from like early 2000s. And she's telling Dazzler how her album has been #1 on the Billboard charts for the past 8 weeks. And because of that, this is why this whole world tour is happening. And for that to happen, that means a lot of humans have to be buying our album. So she's also helping to help bridge the gap between mutant and human relations. But you know, like I know, in real life and in comics, the vocal minority are always the ones that are heard. Wind Dancer is trying to make sure that this tour goes down without a hitch, which is impossible, but I like her energy. And she suggests to Dazzler that if something pops off, to let Domino and her security team handle it, and for her not to use her powers on stage. So Dazzler's pretty much like, okay, I got you. It's part of my act, but I'll try not to use my powers in that kind of way. And now we come to the point where Wind Dancer oversteps her bounds. Now, I believe Wind Dancer is from Venezuela. Don't quote me on it, but I think she is. And Shark Girl is Brazilian. I know she's definitely Brazilian. So this is like South American versus South American crime. She walks up to Shark Girl and she tells her how good of a drummer she is. You know, you always gotta build somebody up before you break them down. But then she suggests to her to wear this collar that Nightcrawler used to wear to make himself appear human or normal. That brings up an interesting question that I just had in my head, that it can get really deep, like center of the earth deep. I don't want to get that deep, nowhere near it, but I still want to ask this anyway. If this collar was real, if this was like a real thing that you could have that can change your nationality or gender or whatever, would you put it on? Would you become a different person off of somebody else's suggestion? Please let me know in the comments. So now we cut to the concert. Her first city that she's performing in is LA, because she says, how you doing, Los Angeles? And she says for her first song, it's going to be about a certain rich playboy that she's cool with now. The first thing I thought to myself, I was like, Tony Stark. I'm like, no, wouldn't it be Tony Stark? Then I'm like, Angel, Warren Worthington III. And that's exactly who she was talking about. But before she can get through like her first few bars, Scorpina, yeah, I said it, Scorpina jumps on the stage and attacks her. Like, are we serious with this? Like, is this like Matt Gargan's daughter? Like, what are we doing? So Dazzler decides to go ahead and continue her song and also fend off the enemy. Why? Because he's had training from Domino. So she feels like she can handle the situation without Domino getting involved. Because she feels like if Domino gets involved, then that'll just ruin the tour. So she does. As she sings her song, she's also dodging all the attacks of Scorpina, and she's also using her light powers to defend herself. She's doing multiple things while singing. I guess she thinks she's Taylor Swift. But it does go a little bit awry, as when she used her light powers to try to block off Scorpina's attack, one of them got through and actually hits Dazzler in the leg. But as they stop for a second, we see that the stage is beat up, some of the instruments are damaged, and we also see Shark Girl's collar is also damaged. And Scorpina says that somebody paid her a lot of money to do this, but she did it for free because she hates her music. That's the only line she's rare going to get in this comic. Maybe ever. Like, we might never see Scorpina again. But she asks the crowd to help her out to start singing the chorus. They start singing, and she uses the sound, because that's what she does. She converts sound to light-based powers. She uses that to pretty much knock out Scorpina. And now she uses this opportunity to let the crowd know that she is a proud mutant, that the people that helped put all this together are all proud mutants, and that Shark Girl, the best drummer that she knows, is a proud mutant. So now Strong Guy, Wind Dancer, and Domino got Scorpina in the back. Now they got her tied up, but she's like knocked out. They're like, we can't get anything out of her right now. Strong Guy's like, we got all night. We can wait. Eventually she'll wake up. And then Wind Dancer was like, damn, that was fast. These people are vultures. As she looks on her tablet, and we see a frontline article that says Dazzler and the Mutant Agenda. Like, you weren't never going to change that, Wind Dancer. Like, that wasn't going to ever be a thing. You were never going to change the fact that you are mutants and people hate you. Is it fair? No. But is it reality? Yes. Anyway, Dazzler does a wardrobe change, and she's doing her best Taylor Swift impression she could do. And that's pretty much how the comic book ends. I like this comic book because it brings up really good issues, and also too, we got multiple man, Strong Guy, Domino. Woof. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Now, if you want to support the channel, you heard me say the phrase, BAMF, now it smells like farts. Well, it's not just a phrase anymore. Now we have merchandise. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, are you seriously trying to sell that? You know what? I'm tired of you. BAM! Why would you do that? Good Lord. Whew. That is comic book accurate. That's what you get, you big-headed son of a... BAM! It's not even my universe. Why would you do that? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Kirby, so proud of you right now. Purchase your BAMF, now smells like farts, merchandise today. Links in the description. BAM! Whew! That does stink.